Welcome to Discovering.
Many Yoopers know Jake Witt as the 6'7" NMU offensive tackle who made it to the NFL a few years ago. What many don't know is he's an avid bass and muskie angler.
I would say I probably spend 80 days a year on the water. I spend a lot of time on the water, outside of work. That's pretty much the thing I want to do. The professional football experience was awesome. It was amazing. Just meeting a bunch of great people, a bunch of people from across all different walks of life.
And a look at a new style archery release made here in the UP.
So again, you draw the bow at the release, not the rope. And all I'm going to do now is just relax my muscles in my right forearm a little bit.
So sit back and relax. It's Monday night, and it's time for Upper Michigan's very own Discovering.
The secret streams that flow beneath the cliffs of colored stone. Forest thick and healthy with birch and pine and oak. Surrounded by the greatest lakes this world has ever known. The black bear's awesome presence as he roams the hills and fields. Call of the timber wolf, the loon's lonesome trill. The eagle soaring high above, the trout lies deep and still. These are what I treasure, the only way I measure feelings that I have for this fine land. There is so much to discover when you're a long-time lover of northern Michigan.
I met up with Jake Witt one evening on a favorite lake of his to target smallmouth bass and chat about his experience in the NFL.
On this body of water here, you usually get pretty good quantity, but size, you won't catch the fish that you catch elsewhere for trophies, but it's a fun quantity lake. It's generally this time right about now where it's 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. where it's that hot time of the day. But the morning for me is my muskie time. Generally, if I'm going out for a multi-species day, and then I'll fish some evenings for muskie as well, but bass, this is the time in my opinion.
We filmed this back in early June.
Yeah, the smallie topwater bite this time of year is usually, for smallies, is my favorite topwater time. It's, they're moving up shallow, and it's fun because it's a lot more of a consistent bite than other times of the year. Fishing largemouth, topwater will be a little bit later, but smallies, end of May to the end of June is just, for me, always been the best topwater time.
It was a beautiful June evening, but a little breezier than anticipated.
We might be moving to spot number 2 here in a second. A little choppy, I feel, for prime topwater in this area, but
it seems rock bass will bite in any conditions.
got a big old rock bass, not the species of target, but they're still eating this time of year. Look at that. Oh, big rock bass, actually. Might be going for a master angler rock bass today.
After those couple rock bass, we moved to a different part of the lake.
It's just a good spot here. This is also a spot that's been productive in the past, but a little bit out of the wind. I'm just trying to brainstorm spots on the lake that I like the structure at, that we can get to and be protected a little bit, so.
This turned out to be a good spot, both out of the wind and the smallies were active.
Is it the right species?
It is, yep. Smallmouth. This one's pulling, but I don't think it's crazy sizable. Let's see. There we go. The thing with those smallies is that, that felt like a nice fish, and, 12.5 incher pops up.
Fun fact, Jake and I are from the same hometown. Both graduated from Ewan Trout Creek High School, me a few plus years before him, and both still live in our hometown. And Jake grew up fishing the same exact lakes I did, but I feel he has fished them more than I have.
I got into bass fishing when I was young. You know, growing up, we had 3 small lakes right near my house, and I'd go out there, fish with my dad, and first it was largemouth. You know, that was my first, really fishing experience was topwater largemouth fishing, and ever since then, topwater's just been one of my favorite things, and bass fishing is consistently, year to year, one of my favorite things to do and look forward to. A little bit better one. A little bit better, yep. A couple more inches on this one here, so.
Perfect. In the 2023 NFL Draft, Witt was selected in the 7th round by the Indianapolis Colts, the first NMU Wildcat in over 30 years to be drafted by the NFL.
I didn't know at that point, was I going to be drafted or was I not? Being an end of the draft type of guy, you're not really sure. I was a small school Division II guy as well. And yeah, this call came, said Indianapolis Colts, all caps on my phone. I figured this is probably it. Picked it up, and general manager told me, hey, Jake, it's Chris Ballard here. We're gonna take you right here. And I hung up the phone after I spoke to him and the head coach and told everybody in the room, my friends and family, it's the Colts, and we all cheered. Then a couple minutes later, it was across the TV. So it was pretty surreal, pretty awesome.
Jake's journey from a small town in the Western UP to the NFL is an impressive feat.
Coming from a small school and, going on to play professional athletics, it was a crazy journey, and I didn't really foresee that coming out of high school. I didn't even have football on the radar. I played basketball from 2nd to 3rd grade all the way up till, my freshman year of college. So I was always a basketball player. I played football my junior and senior year. We had an 8-man program, and my senior year we co-opted with Ontonagon. So it was a very small program, had a lot of fun, but I still wanted to go the basketball route. Went my freshman year to Michigan Tech, played basketball there, wanted to change majors to something in the health sciences program, which is what I'm doing now, and Northern had a great program for that, so I transferred to Northern. Didn't plan on playing sports again. I was like, I'm just gonna be a student, and ended up walking onto the football team initially, and then the rest was history.
How many is that for us now?
Probably about, 4 smallmouth and numerous rock bass, so we're getting more into the species we're targeting here now, so that's what we like to see.
Not only is Jake one of the most honest fishermen, because most would have added a few more to that tally, he is also humble about his accomplishments, crediting his community for giving him the courage to pursue professional football.
I had good people on my corner that, supported me, kept that vision for me and told me, you could do this, you could play professionally in football, you've got what it takes. And those people in my corner really kind of helped push me to that level. And I don't think without that, I don't think I would have realized for sure that I could have without them. So I think it's really the people on my corner that got me there. And that's one of the special things about being from a small community is you have people in your corner and people that care about you from early on and anywhere in your journey. And yeah, just a really cool experience coming from, a small little graduating class of 16 and then going on to play in the NFL.
What happened?
He swung, and I think I missed. Maybe I'm the one that missed, so.
Jake suffered a season-ending hip injury in his rookie season. During his season on injured reserve, though, Jake found time to fish.
The whole county I lived in down there wasn't a single natural body of water, which is pretty crazy to think about. So coming from here where, we have water like this everywhere, you could drive a couple minutes wherever you're at in the UP and have water. So that was a big change. Farm country, but a lot of the ponds down there were loaded with largemouth bass. So I spent a lot of my time, especially the year where I was injured, and I was on injured reserve, just fishing, on my free time. And I'd go out every single day. I was probably fishing, out of 200 days, I was probably fishing 180 days of those. And I was out there fishing the ponds, which was a lot of fun, but it was much different than this. And I missed this for sure, and I had a good buddy down there as well that he's actually the one that got me into muskie fishing. I never muskie fished really growing up, but I had a buddy on the team down there that we're still good buddies with, and we go fishing quite often. When he's off, he's still playing, and he got me into muskie fishing, and now it's one of my favorite things to do.
I noticed Jake had been using the same lure the whole evening.
Been using the Whopper Plopper, size 75 by River to Sea. I play it like a popper generally, but I like it because it has the prop tail on it and it gives a little bit more action in the water. So you can straight retrieve them, some people do. It's a common musky bait in the bigger sizes as well, but I love it for topwater, just a little, just a 75 size, bluegill color right here. And yeah, I love it. It's my go-to topwater bass lure.
Jake hung up his cleats for good after consideration for his long-term health in August 2024 after being released from the Colts, even though he was offered a spot on multiple teams' practice squads. And he returned to his hometown in the Western UP.
The things I love to do are up here in the UP, and the people that I love were up in the UP as well. And it's just a special community. People, back each other. People come together for each other, and then, you have all this beautiful territory here and the things I love to do, like I mentioned. And it was a no-brainer coming back and trying to find a way back here, and here I am.
When he's not on the water, Jake earns his living by helping others.
Right now, I'm working at the Lac Vieux Desert Health Center in Waters Meet. I am the health and wellness coach down there. So I work with clients when it comes to nutritional counseling, any exercise-related services, smoking cessation. I provide all those services down there. Also do a lot of community outreach. In the local schools, I'll get out and speak to the kids about any wellness-related topic. And then I do a lot of sports-related things, just with my background as well. So it's awesome being able to come back to the community I grew up in, give back and help people, and be able to be here. It almost doesn't strike me like a bass, but oh, it is. Yeah, it's a smallie. It's a nice one too.
Oh, wow. Angry one, too.
Yeah.
Hey, that was probably the biggest one of the day.
Yeah.
I had to ask Jake if there were any similarities between football and fishing.
I would say football and fishing are similar in the fact that, it requires patience and learning. Fishing's a sport. You have to learn the playbook in a way, right? You have to play off of. In football, you're determining what's the defense doing and how's that going to change the play that we call. Fishing, what are the conditions like? What are the waves doing? What time of year is it? That'll change the play that we call when it comes to fishing too. And then, patience. A day like today where we didn't get as many fish as we wanted, still had a lot of fun, but that's how it goes sometimes. And, the bottom line is not to get frustrated and, stay about your ways. And that's the same thing with football. You get frustrated out of your ways, things won't go well. So there's a lot of similarities. No, swimming towards me the whole time.
Our evening may have started slow, but finished strong with a couple more smallies on the board at crunch time.
What do you got there?
A little smallie. Small ball. There we go, yeah. Awesome, we'll end it on that one.
Thanks, Jake, and I'm sure I will see you again on one of our area lakes. There is a new archery release on the market, and it was created and made right here in the UP.
And then all I do is just relax. Slowly relax the muscles in my right forearm.
I caught up with Brian Marvin of Gwyn to learn more about the HSI Relax Release and his inspiration.
Holy Spirit inspired. Yep. Because I'm like, you got to give credit where credit is due. Because I was standing in the church service and he showed me the images. He showed me how to make the pieces. And it was so fascinating because I made the pieces the way he showed me to make them. And I really didn't know what I was doing. The Holy Spirit showed me this. He showed me the end of this. He showed me what the head looked like. I call this is the head, and this is the hook and the rod. So this is number one. This is the first one I made. And I hadn't shot it 50 times in here, and I took it to the local range at the community center, and I shot a .299. I'm like, wow, this is rather user-friendly. And I was like, wow. So I'm gonna run with this.
And run with it, he did. Brian has spent many hours in his garage perfecting his prototype and now manufacturing his releases.
This release has got 11,800 shots on it. I finished this one this morning. You notice my theme, the red, white, and blue. I'm out here having a ball. We call the plastic ones Hunter, the Hunters. We call this the beginner. This release here is printed by Innovate Marquette. It is carbon fiber, mixed with nylon, and they're amazing. They are extremely tough, and something we can do with these is you can shoot it as a 2-finger, 3-finger, a whole bunch of different ways that it can be shot.
Brian's release is triggerless.
So this cord lock just slides up like this. So it's like hooking into the D-loop that's on the bowstring. And I draw the bow with the release. But you gotta have a rope, you gotta have it's the wrist straps too. You gotta have something around your wrist to work against. In other words, I draw the bow and all you see me relax the muscles. That's what makes it so different than what's on the market right now, is I'm just gonna relax the muscles in my form a little bit. And what that does is it pulls this rod back and opens the hook.
Most releases are designed for the archer to squeeze a trigger.
Well, the other releases are tension activated. In other words, trigger, index finger, thumb, and hinge. Because this not last spring, the spring before, I just bought a brand new hinge. And was shooting well with it. I shot a .299 at 52Xs. And I got done and I looked at it and I said, there's got to be a better way to do this. Is there a way to actually shoot the bow, fire the bow when you're relaxing? How is that possible? And I enjoy shooting more than I ever dreamt possible. What if I don't feel good with the shot? All I do is grab it again. Just make a nice tight fist again and let the bow back. It's just that much more enjoyable. Just relaxing. I'm concentrating on relaxing. I'm not squeezing something. I don't deal well with the squeeze. The squeeze is what really brought the target panic.
Corey Merriman of Merriman Outdoors helped me film this story, and Corey is a bow hunter, so I made him try it out to see how user-friendly it is.
Just keep relaxing. You'll feel your hand just naturally open.
So I should be squeezing when I want it to start.
When you draw a nice tight fist.
I'm squeezing that out?
Yep.
Okay, that's what I was missing. Okay.
And then once you're ready and you want to start
Gotcha.
keep going. There you go.
Oh, okay. Now I see.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, it's just something you just got to shoot a few times and you're gonna start to get it.
But again, and it's very adjustable. And the way you adjust it to get it to shoot, be hotter or colder, is if I thread the connector here in and drop the rod down, it'll go off easier. So the less that the hook and the rod are touching, the easier it goes off. And you can micro adjust. There's a stainless steel spring in here. You can micro adjust that spring tension.
It's only been a little over a year since Brian built his first prototype, and he has already won awards.
I got the Make It in Michigan award at the Peak 26 conference, which is really cool. And then also I got 4th place at a competition in Alaska.
Brian is extremely excited about the Relax Release's potential, as he should be.
And again, to me, what it's all about is, more importantly, is to have folks enjoy shooting.
Brian's website is now up, hsirelaxrelease.com, where you can learn more about it and how to purchase. That's all for tonight, and I hope to see you right back here next week for Upper Michigan's very own Discovering.